Hey guys, this is Josh.
This is Evie.
And this is Edgar.
And this is another... Oh, shit.
Did you exit?
Yeah, I exit. We'll be right back. Hey guys, this is Josh.
This is Evie.
And this is Edgar.
And nothing happened.
Nothing, I swear.
I'm going to put that in. And this is another podcasty kind of episode.
Yeah.
So let's see. Evie is going to be the one that's going to be talking.
My turn.
So she's going to tell us a story about
something. Did you just... Who's your character, Eve?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
How very appropriate.
I know. I don't play by your guys' rules. Anyways, go ahead, tell your story.
Alright, so I think I'm gonna say the story of someone who's a friend to me.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess officially she never did anything wrong.
But
she always played the victim and made everything about her.
Oh, I know that feeling. Go
so I had this friend who we should give her a name.
Alright, what's her name? Michelle?
Michelle? Alright, Michelle.
Mm-hmm.
So I met Michelle in one of my classes while I was in East Bay, Cal State East Bay, and she was really nice, kind of timid, very, how do you say, needy for attention?
Okay.
I mean, she was a bit needy for attention, but if she didn't want to be, like, if you hanged out with her, she had a thing where she would just be on her phone and not talk to you.
One of those people.
Yeah, and so it would irritate. So I had other friends. So I had friend one. We'll give her a name. You choose a name. Edgar.
Karen.
Karen. So we have Karen and
Michelle.
And another name.
Oh, Lapis.
Oh god.
It's gonna be very complicated.
So
just name friend 1, 2, and 3.
Okay.
This will be easier.
Friend 3 is the one that I don't like.
Okay.
Friend 1 was my roommate at the time, and then friend 2 is a friend of friend 1 that I met, and she became pretty close friends with me, which I quite like.
Nice.
She introduced me to K-pop too, so you can blame her for that.
You need to meet this person now.
You need to meet this person.
Yeah.
So friend
just go
1.
up to them and be like, "You did this."
Friend 1, also known as Michelle.
Uh-huh.
So friend 1 and friend 3 would like hang out a lot, and it was fine. And like I was like, be friends. Like it'll be great. You have more people to talk to, and this and that. And so friend 1 would complain about friend 3. Like every time I'm with her, if she doesn't like what we're talking about, and if it's not her subject of interest, she would just be on her phone and completely ignore friend 1 like the whole time. And it would just irritate her all the time. And then there were moments where friend 3 would kind of instigate stuff a little bit, like here and there. It's kind of hard to explain, but there'll be moments where like, oh, friend 1 did this to me, like how could she do this to me? And then like I would be like, like it's not just her, it's also you. I would try to explain to her all the time, and she would tell me, friend 3 would always tell me like, oh, like my mom died, and I was like, like my dad died, so like I understand what it's like to lose a parent. And so I would always listen to her personal problems, like always to her personal problems. So at that point it's just like, okay, we're pretty close friends, so like I can like
open up to you.
Yeah, open up to you. And so I opened up to her, and I was like, oh, this is how I feel and all this stuff. And then like there was a point where she got drunk, and we were supposed to have fun that day, but I ended up being locked in the restroom with her, and she was just telling me all this stuff over and over again. And I'm just like, I get it, but it's like I didn't come here to feel sad and get stuck in the restroom.
Yeah, I came here.
And so like, but because I wanted her to like trust in me, and I wanted to support her any way I could, I listened to her. Yeah. And I did this constantly for like almost a year.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Patience, Evie.
I was a very good friend, I swear.
Yeah.
And so, and then she kept bringing up friend 1, and like both of them would argue with each other for like the most stupidest things ever. And like, friend one, sometimes she like, you know, I get why like sometimes people are like, oh, I don't know, she did that, she did this or that. Like, she can be a bit like extra, you could say.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's like understandable. Like, you can reason with her. That was the difference.
Okay.
I could reason with friend one, but I couldn't reason with friend three.
Okay.
For some reason. Like, she always had something to say. And so, at some point, I took this class with her in, what class was it? I'm trying to remember what class. But during that time, friend one's boyfriend was also in that class with us.
Okay.
So he was my witness that day. He was there sitting in between us. And like, you know me, Josh, I generally don't get mad really fast. But that day, she was saying something about like friend one. She was like, oh, friend one said this or something like that. Or like she was irritated about something. I was like, okay, tell me about it. Like, she talks to me more than you.
Yeah.
She's my roommate and I know her more than you. So tell me what it is and I can probably explain it to you if you misunderstood. And she told me, Evie, don't be nosy. And she completely shut me out. And I was so irritated because I listened to her like for almost a year, okay? And she tells me I'm nosy. And I was so upset that day because it was just like, I listened to you, I opened up to you, and you call me nosy.
Forget you.
And so I was so mad that day. I grabbed my backpack and I slammed it on the table.
Ooh.
And then freaking friend one's boyfriend, he was like, holy fuck. Like, he could tell I was pissed off. And I don't get mad fast. Like,
he just had that moment where he just looked over to
he
like,
was like, shit.
and he looked over to your friend and was like, shit's about to go down.
Yeah, I was so mad. I was, oh my god, you had no idea.
Oh god.
And I was just like, you're gonna call me nosy? And I was like, you know what? Fine. And so I just let it go. And then when class was over, because we were taking a quiz, I finished my quiz and I left. I didn't even talk to her. I think I talked to the boyfriend, but I just left. I was like, I'm not going to deal with this. I don't care. And I literally went up to friend 2 to talk to her because I was like, are you hungry? Or like to get her to come near me so I can talk to her about it.
Yeah.
And she was like, no, I just ate. I was like, okay, well, I'm pissed off right now.
I need you
to listen to me, please. And she was, oh my god. Because they've never seen me like really, really upset. And they're like, oh my god, what happened? Who pissed you off? And she was so surprised. It was like a little bit of happiness, I guess, for her. Because she never thought she'd see me upset.
Yeah.
But I was so mad that day. And I told her, this is what happened. Friend 3 did this to me and said like, she didn't hurt me, like, you know, like, too bad, but it's just like, all the stuff that I've done for you, and you say this to me?
Yeah.
And I explained it to her, like, I can't believe she did that.
Yeah.
And so, she was like, oh my god, I can't believe, like, that happened to you specifically, because I'm a nice person. I like to be nice, you know what I mean, every once in a while. But it's as a joke. It's as a joke. Like,
can't confirm.
Yeah. And so I was like, and I thought about it, and I was like, am I wrong? Like, I kind of second guessed it, and I was sitting there and was like, am I wrong? And so, like, I went back, and you know how I told you friend 1 would tell me things about her, like, that she didn't like. And actually, friend 2 also would tell me things every once in a while. Because, like, if they're upset, I want to calm them, so I'll tell them, like, what's wrong, like, tell me so I can calm you down anyway. And I'm pretty sure friend 2 also would tell me things about her that she didn't like. And so I thought about it a lot more, and then I realized she liked to play the victim all the time. And then I once I realized it, I was like,
my god.
Oh no. And after that, I was like, I don't want to be friends with her. Like, if she can't take responsibility for what she did, I don't want to be friends with you. And so I told, like, after that day, I told friend 1 and friend 2 about it. And they're, like, completely shocked. And then after, like, I started thinking, I told him, like, I think she plays the victim a lot, and I don't like that. And I told him, I don't like how she treats you guys either. Because I would see it sometimes, like, how she would ignore them and stuff like that, and I didn't like it.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, I swear, I'm going to tell her, like, if it continues on like this. And so, at some point, since we still have the same class,
Yeah.
at one point, I was walking down the street to, like, cross the street to get to the class.
Yeah.
And she was right, like, okay, but actually before this, so I forgot about this detail,
Right.
which also made me more irritated.
Go on, I can see you getting
Yeah.
riled up.
Because, so friend one texted her, like, oh, did you argue with me, or did you guys have a problem or something? And she was like, oh, Evie's mad? And I was like, her friend one's boyfriend knew I was pissed. He saw me slam the backpack. I'm pretty sure he clearly knew I was upset.
Yeah.
So how can you possibly not know that I was upset? And so that just made me even more upset, because it's just like, does it really not matter how I feel? Like, even if she didn't do something wrong, I would assume, like, oh, maybe I did, so let me talk to her.
See, that's another thing. Not to interrupt you, but
No, go ahead.
But, like, you know, as a person, you should be able to, you know, identify or at least communicate to people, like, yeah, I'm upset. Like, can you stop doing something like that?
Mm-hmm.
There's obvious signs
Yeah.
that, you know, indicate that you're angry or you're feeling certain emotion. But those people who said, like, I didn't know that you felt that way, it's like,
Yeah.
you're not paying attention enough.
You're not. And, like, I care about you, and I want you to be okay, and you here telling me, oh, is she upset? I didn't know. And it's just like, really?
You're bullshitting.
Yeah, like,
Right?
even sometimes I can't tell. I'm not gonna lie, sometimes there's like instances where I'm like,
Mm-hmm. But the thing is, though, friend one told her, like, oh, she's upset. Like, she told her, like, she's upset. Like, you know,
yeah,
get the clue that she's upset. And so the next time I saw her, all she said was, "Are you still mad at me?" And I said yes and walked away. Cause she didn't even like, yeah. I gave her the sass. I was like, forget it. Cause she didn't even ask me, like, why are you upset? What did I do wrong? Like, so I could explain, you know. But she just asked me, are you still mad at me? And I was like, you know what? I was like, the second I heard it, I was like, yes, walked away, and I decided I can talk to her, but I won't be friends with her. I don't want to hang out with her.
You're done.
And I was like, nope.
We're done, rings.
I'm done with you. And it's just like and then when I realized it, and after all that went through, I was like, damn, she has been doing this for a while. She would play the victim so many times. And because in general, I have a good sense of, like, picking up good friends and bad friends, you know?
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, it failed me this one time. It's just like, damn.
Maybe it was pity.
Maybe it was pity. But it upsets me, because it's just like, everything, like, all the things you would tell me, and how you would say, like, you cared about me and this and that, but you don't even bother to ask why I'm upset in any way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it's just like, wow.
Again, I think it goes back to, like, the person playing the victim all the time.
Yeah.
Like, they're so concerned with themselves that they don't see other people's problems.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And, like, so, like, there's a thing that happened with, so, like, my thing was that she didn't like taking responsibility for what she did.
Uh-huh.
And so I gave friend one a pretty good example about how I guess the difference between me and her.
Uh-huh.
And, like, because when friend one and friend three would argue, it would be a thing where they wouldn't want to talk to each other, and I had to force them. I would have to be there,
like, mediate.
Yeah, to mediate for them, and like, that's how they solve their problems. But, like,
not the best.
It's not the, like, you know.
No, yeah.
It's not. But, like, that was for, like, simple things.
Okay.
And so, like, there are things, and, like, I gave her an example how, like, I was different towards her, and I'm like, because, like, sometimes you can't see the difference between, like, you and someone else. And so, like, do you understand what I mean?
Yeah, kind of, but I'm like trying to think of an example in my head.
But, like, because what I had told friend 1 was, like, because one time, she told friend 3 something about friend 2, and I was like, you should tell friend 2 because you don't want, because friend 1 and friend 2 are best friends from high school. Yeah. Or, I don't remember, but, like, since they were younger. And so I was like, you shouldn't, like, let friend 2 go hang out with friend 3 without her knowing that you said something about her.
Yeah.
Like, something I don't remember if it was private, but something personal I remember. And something important, like, to her. And I was like, you should tell her so she doesn't go into that situation without knowing and her being catched off guard. Mm-hmm. And so I felt like I forced friend 1 to do it. And so friend 1 told friend 2, and then friend 2 got mad at her. And then, like, they made up after a while, but I kind of felt bad because I was like, it was her choice. Mm. And so, like, after she told her and after, like, they made up and stuff, I literally went up to her and I was like, I shouldn't have done that. Like, I should have gave you the option. And I told her, I'm sorry, and I'll try not to do it again. Like, I'll try to stop myself when I see it. And I actually, like, took responsibility for what I did.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's hard sometimes, but I'll do it because it's the right thing to do. But friend 3 will not. She won't. She'll always say, oh, it was friend 1's fault, or it was whoever's fault it was. Yeah. She would always say, no, it's their fault. And never take responsibility herself. And I was like, you gotta be kidding me.
Yeah.
It's funny because, like, since we're on the topic of, like, not taking blame for stuff, like, I want to say that I'm pretty good at knowing when I'm wrong and stuff like that. But again, it's also because I believe what I'm saying is right, and when I say something and I can hear that it's wrong, I identify it as wrong. But sometimes I feel like, you know, it's a matter of opinion.
Yeah.
So, like, I understand that what you're saying is, you know, how you feel about it. But in my mind, and sometimes even, I feel like I say, like, no, you're wrong still. Mm-hmm. It's like the whole argument. Yeah, no, that's a story for another time. Go on. Go on.
But the point was that, like, even, like, if someone were to tell me, like, what you say hurts my feelings, I've told my friends before, like, if I ever say anything that upsets you in any way, like, tell me. I will not take offense. I will apologize immediately, because that's the last thing I want. You don't want. But with her, I feel like she could care less. Yeah. Like, it was just, it's kind of heartbreaking too, because it's like you spend so much time with this person, and it's just like, what was it all for?
Yeah, no, a lot of people have that feeling.
But I mean, I feel like that was the best decision I can make, because having a friend like that,
not worth it.
It's not worth it. It really isn't. Especially if they always put the blame on you. And she was, like, honestly kind of, like, depressing with her thoughts. And she always, like, she was pessimistic, pretty much.
Yeah.
And she always brought things down. And, like, you know, I understand it. But it's just, like, you can't, like, I'm trying to cheer you up. You can't, like, I'm putting this effort to try and help you, and
you're doing nothing.
Yeah. So you can't always just be negative. And
you just want to wallow in your own self-pity and have people pity you and stuff like that. That's not a good life to live.
But at that point, I was like, you know what? Like, I was irritated at the time, but, like, at that point, I was like, I think it's best if I'm not friends with her at all. I've told her, I was like, I know you guys I know friend 1 and friend 2 still wanted to talk to her and stuff. And I was like, I respect that. And you guys can still talk to her. And I'll even talk to her too if she wants. But I don't want to be friends with her anymore. And they respected my answers, and they actually made an effort so that we didn't have to hang out with each other, which I appreciated a lot. And so, like, that's how it ended. Like, I never saw her again.
See?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I know. She was so nice at first, too.
They normally are.
Yeah. That's what I seen.
I can't believe it.
No, it happens.
Yeah.
It's one of those things, too, where, like you said, like, it's hard, like, going through something like that because you put, like, a lot of effort into a friendship and stuff like that. Yeah. But at the same time, it's like, yeah, I put a lot of effort into it, and you know, that just shows what your character is like. Like you're someone who wants to try to attempt to make something work out, even if you don't think it might or have no idea that it will go south or whatever. And just for the other character to not even try to, see your point of view or try to make you feel good when you're feeling bad, like you've been doing to them, it just shows how much character they are. And then again, it becomes one of those things where you now have more knowledge, and I kind of want to say it's like the sixth sense that you gain through it, where you're like, okay, I know these type of people now. Like,
that's
you
true.
can kind of feel it out a little bit better.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if that makes sense.
No, yeah, I understand, because like before, like I would hear sometimes like, oh, you play the victim and this and that, and I never really understood, like on TV shows they'd be like, oh, you like to play the victim, and stuff like that, and I never really understood that until I met her, and I understood completely. It was just wow, and like sometimes it's just hard.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Because then you also second guess yourself, and you're like, maybe I did do something wrong. And then you feel like you're a bad person. And it's just like, no. Like, it was them.
Yeah, as much as that's a hard pill to swallow.
Yeah, it's very hard, because you're like, how could they do wrong? But it's just like, they did do wrong.
Yeah.
I think that's also like part of your mentality right there. It's like you own up to your responsibilities. Even if you not exactly sure what they are, you think about it like, no, I must have done something wrong. Yeah,
like there was even a point where it was like on accident. Like there was my cousin's kid, her little girl, she accidentally pulled my hair, but she's known to be very mischievous. Okay. And so I assumed she had did it on purpose, so I yelled at her. And in front of everybody, like, because I was a bit irritated at the time, so it just kind of came out. And I yelled at her, and I was like, why'd you do that? But then later on, I had found out it was an accident. I literally went up to her, this, like, toddler, and told her I was sorry because I yelled at her and it wasn't right. And I was like, sometimes people won't even do that.
It's true.
And she's just a child, yes, but she's going to be affected by it.
Yep.
So I owned up to it and I apologized to her.
That's good.
Yeah, it was actually kind of hard too, because...
It's a toddler.
Yeah, it was a toddler, but I was like, it's wrong of me to do that.
Yeah.
So I apologized.
Oh, that's good that you own up to that.
It didn't matter. She pulled really hard though. She did. It hurt, but she's a nice little girl. She is mischievous though. She likes to play around a lot. But yeah, I feel like maybe the one thing you could take from this is at least take responsibility for your actions. Because if you don't, you could end up like friend 3, and it's not nice.
Nah, no one wants to hang around that person. The only kinds of people who want to hang out with those people are like
similar people.
That or people who are trying to get into their pants.
Oh, that too. That too.
You know, that's essentially like, oh, I'm very vulnerable. I need someone to help me.
I'm gonna tell you something about that after this.
After this? Is that inappropriate?
A little bit. A little bit. But
let's set timer to see how much. Like, we need to end this now. I need to hear it.
But I actually made some pretty good friends over there.
That's
Unfortunately,
good.
I don't talk to them much anymore.
Well, it happens.
But, yeah, but I mean, they gave me very, very nice memories. Which is very nice. I liked. I wasn't alone, which I'm so grateful to them for.
Yeah.
Because it's scary. Like,
oh, it is.
No one I know is there, except for like 2 people maybe. I have to meet new people and make new friends. I have to do this, I have to do that.
Yeah, that's why you came back.
That's why I came back.
Because you missed me.
I missed you, Josh. That is true. I can't lie. I did miss the people back here. Yeah. But I mean, what can we do? Learn. You learn something every day.
Yes, it's true.
That is true.
It
it's
may
not a lie.
Always be nice.
Yeah, it may not always be nice.
But that's the hard truth right there.
Especially if it's someone you care about a lot. Like, even... Like, imagine, like, it being a boyfriend or a girlfriend.
Yeah.
And they play the victim.
And then you being the
good
girl.
person.
Yeah, it's like, oh, what's wrong? Talk to me. It's like, I don't want to talk to you. Like,
imagine. Actually, I think I did that to her once. She was, I think, before all that happened, she was like, "Oh, I don't want to talk about it," and I was like, "Okay,
that's fine."
I can't believe
to a certain degree.
Yeah.
Like sometimes it's like it's bothering you a lot right now, and so obviously you can't think straight. So come back to it later. Maybe you will be able to talk to it better. That's normally the case with me. Like I don't get like frustrated or angry often, but the very few times that I do, I like my friends are texting me and they say like hi or something like that, or you know, as guys we like to make fun of one of each other. So if someone like texts me with like something that's trying to like make fun, but it's like playful fun, I'm like, I'm not in the mood. Don't talk to me today. Like I'm sorry, I just can't do it today. And they don't respond back to it, and then tomorrow they respond like, so what happened? It's like okay, I'm okay now.
Yeah. Sometimes it's a thing where cause that's what I do. Like my mom, she has a thing where like every time you're mad, you just walk away and you stay silent. And I've told her several times and it doesn't go through her head. I'm like, Mother, I don't want to yell at you and say something I don't mean. So I walk away so I can cool down. And she doesn't get that through her head.
Yeah, because it looks like you're just walking away from the problem.
Yeah.
Which you are, but
it's different because like then and there I would tell her cruel things that I don't mean.
Yep. Anger does that to people.
Yeah. It does. And I've seen it a lot. It's kind of like I've seen it like within relationships, and I'm just like, I straight out told that person, I was like, you need to walk away right now. You guys are you're heated. I know you have a temper. You're definitely gonna say something to your girlfriend that will upset her, and could probably change how like your relationship. So walk away, take deep breaths, and like think about everything, and then you guys can talk about it. And it's extra frustrating when he's like, oh, I don't like walking away, it makes me irritated, I need to talk about it now. And it's just like, it's not gonna work out if you talk about it now.
Yeah, no, like I understand you want to like you don't want to lose, essentially. That's how it comes down to. If I walk away, I lose. Like, hey, swallow your pride, man.
Yeah, right?
Man or woman, swallow your pride.
That's actually the one thing. Like, I've told the friend who's dating that guy, I was like, personally, I don't like him because he can't swallow his pride at all. Like, or like he needs to be at a higher level of her in a way. Like he always has to have some comment against her. Yeah. And I'm just like, I straight out told her, I was like, I could never date him at all.
I'd be frustrated.
Yeah, it's really, really frustrating.
And I understand that.
Yeah. But I mean, you deal with a lot of frustrating people in your life.
Oh yeah, every day.
Every day. You'll get through it. We can all get through it.
Yeah. Sometimes your friends even frustrate you.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
That's okay. As long as they understand that and take responsibility for it. Unlike the person I knew.
Yeah. Feel better?
Yeah. I remember that frustrated me for so long. Wow. Just
wow. Keep thinking about that girl.
Wow.
Friend.
I can't believe that happened.
God, my tonsils are acting up.
You okay?
Yeah, my tonsils are acting up right now.
But you could feel my frustration, huh?
Yeah. I think I feel it in my tonsils.
That's usually where frustration goes.
Nice. Have you ever had anyone like that or no?
Like, known anyone to play the victim? Yeah, I did it all the time. No.
You don't do it to me, though. So I guess, but no, don't do it.
No, anything.
It's kind of hard to tell in the beginning.
It is.
Because you don't know.
Yeah.
If there's truth or if it's not the truth. You assume it's the truth in the beginning, but then you realize.
I don't know if you guys... Sorry to interrupt you, but I don't know if you guys are like this, but I don't like to pass judgment onto anyone unless I personally experience that. Because what someone could tell me could just be someone's like frustration. That's how they view it now, as like they're being far worse than they actually are.
Yeah.
Or it could be like, oh, they're probably having a bad day that day.
Exactly. Stuff
And
like that.
they could probably just be irritated, but they're probably very, very nice.
Yeah.
And that's what I tell my mom that a lot. Like, she could probably be having a really bad day, but my mom, she'll just pass judgment. And I'm just like, you shouldn't do that.
No. You have to keep repeating the same thing over and
Okay,
over again.
yes.
Then you have enough info. Now it's like, yeah, this person's just
Not great.
yeah, not the best person in the world. Like I had that whole incident with one of our friends, and he was telling me about his girlfriend. But he'd come to me, crying. And it's like, oh yeah, it's this and this. Like she told me this and made me feel really shitty about myself. And like, yeah, you should probably break up with her. It's like, no, but she's great. You're only saying that because I'm telling you all the bad stuff. Like, yeah, I am.
Yeah. Essentially, that's
How
how
about
it
you
is.
tell me some of the good then?
Yeah, I want to tell you to continue dating this person, but honestly, I have no opinion on her, and you're giving me information based
all
off
the bad stuff.
and based on what you tell me. This is the logical point to take.
I feel like that's probably one of the reasons why every time a friend tells me problems about their boyfriend, they only tell me the bad things, and I'm just like,
Okay, so what did you do in this scenario?
in this scenario, it's that same friend.
Okay.
So it's a little more iffy because I actually talked to him and I met him and like I know how he is.
Yeah.
So even then I would say break up with him.
Take all these.
Take all the hearts.
Yeah.
So even then I would be like break up with him because I know how he is. So it's different. Cause she tells me the bad things, but then I also see what he's like.
Yeah.
So it's not the same. But
Liz.
Ew.
Just real quickly.
What is that?
It's a fetus. God, what? There's a eyeball over there. Yeah.
This is what an aborted fetus looks like.
What?
No, not at all.
No.
Not at all.
No.
But yeah.
Do you have the Ring of Fire?
Sure.
Do you know where I got them from?
Yeah.
But who was it?
Like 95% of the time I get what you say.
That's
That 5% it just goes over my head.
Actually, there was one instance where I remember, with his girlfriend, he would always tell us the bad things about her, but he would also tell us, so like, when he would try and tell us the good things about her, he would mostly say like, oh, she's pretty and she's out of my league.
Like,
And that's why I'm very grateful for her for some odd reason. It felt like that.
No, that's a terrible.
And so I was like, ooh.
Not the best.
Not the best, no. Yeah, and so I was like, even then I was like, no, I'm sorry. I feel like it's because I want the best for them.
Yeah.
That's why I'm like, only the best for you.
No, that's understandable. But again, I believe, never to pass judgment on people until you actually meet them. And,
It's hard.
If you want an opinion on someone based off you just telling people stuff, you're not going to get... You're going to get what you want because you're only telling them what you want them to know.
Yeah.
And that's not going to be a good, judge a character or whatever. And, what was the other thing? I'm like in the middle of a fight that I forgot everything. I don't know what the second thing is. I lost it forever. It's
gone forever.
Yeah, it's gone forever.
It's okay.
Yeah.
I don't know how you get through this game. I would probably die within the first 2 floors.
Sometimes that happens. Nah, like I said, this is the one game that I can play in the background of my mind and have
Not at the moment.
Well, yeah, this part's particularly hard.
Yeah, I can tell.
And yeah, stuff.
That's how you know he
People.
Yeah.
Just try your best.
Try your best.
Yeah.
And, if you really like someone, you should make an effort to, see their point of view. But the same thing goes for them.
Yeah, it has to be both ways, and sometimes it's not gonna happen, and you have to accept that.
Yeah, but you can't just call it quits because of that. Now, if it continues happening over and over again, it shows no sign that they're gonna, approve or do anything to try to make a change, then maybe reconsider your life choices.
Right.
It's okay. Don't think of it as oh, I spent this much time with this person, or stuff like that, where you feel like you're committed to it now. Like, no, that doesn't matter. Like, are you happy? If the answer is no, then get out of it. If the answer is yes, then okay.
Dude, alright, now you just reminded me of another story, but it's kind of long.
Alright.
I can't say it.
Do you want to save it for the next?
Really, I mean, I can explain it really quickly, but that boyfriend I was telling you about, who he has to be on the upper hand and all that stuff, he actually, when they go out, he wants to always be there with her, and wants to always text her, and like she's explained to him
When they go out,
like
or when they're separate?
When they're separate.
And they go out.
Yeah, or like if they go out together, she always wants him to be there, but like at some point we went out at one time.
Yeah.
And essentially he was like, I don't feel comfortable here. And she was like, it's fine, you can leave. But he was like, no, I need to take you home. And like made it kind of, like the way he explained to her was like,
you can't be out here if I'm not out here with you.
Yeah.
I see.
And then there was also the moment where he was like, he kind of made himself the victim. He was like, I feel uncomfortable here. And he was kind of forcing her to go home. And so I was like, you could go home yourself. Like she doesn't have to go home with you. She can take an Uber home.
Yeah.
And like, it was just like, oh my god.
Die. I see.
Another one there. Oh my gosh.
I have a story for
another time.
Yeah, for another time. God. But yeah. What's that?
I think
I think we're good.
Yeah, I think it's kind of longer.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
I mean, it's fine.
It's as long as you want to talk.
Yeah, that's a long
And I may die right now, so this is gonna be perfect for us ending.
For our ending.
Yeah.
Podcast.
I believe in you.
Yes, you got this.
No, I don't. I have one heart and he's got that much health left. And that may not seem like okay.
Alright, you did.
Alright, cool.
You did a good job. Good job.
Yes.
Nice.
Alright, cool. Well, that was our podcast
about people who act like victims.
Yeah.
Just remember, not everyone's a victim who say they are.
Yeah.
Nope. Ow.
But don't be rude.
Just
try to hear people out to see
Yeah.
their story. And if it seems like,
BS,
then call them out on it.
Yeah.
You know, if you're a good friend, you will call your friends out on their
I
bullshit.
will call them out.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it happens.
Yeah, no, plenty of times. Alright, cool.
Alright.
Alright, later guys.
Bye.